Countdown to the conventions. Our new Fox News poll shows Hillary Clinton continues to widen her lead over Donald Trump, but the survey also shows Clinton's lead shrinks by 1 point when you include the Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson. Let's bring in Caitlin Huey-Burns, who is a national political reporter for Real Clear Politics. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Thank you.
All right, a month ago, Trump was up by 3. Now he's down by 6, so that's a 9-point swing, which in the course of 4 weeks is really, it's got to be disturbing to him and to Republicans. Has Donald Trump set a record for stumbles and missteps in the course of just 1 month?
It's stumbles and missteps and a failure on the campaign's part to really coalesce the party behind him. We saw after he got the nomination in May, effectively clinching the number of delegates needed, his numbers went up. He was competitive with Hillary Clinton in polls. Subsequent controversies and missteps by the campaign led to a decline. We saw in the Fox News poll an 8-point difference in terms of Republicans supporting him in May and his support now. Only 74% of Republicans support him now.
Yeah, I want to put that up on the screen, the 74, because this number is really historically astonishing and disturbing to Republicans. Let's put it up on the screen. To win, you have to get at least 90% of your own party's vote. Trump, as you can see there, only gets 74%. By comparison, Romney lost despite getting 93% of Republicans. When you dig deeper into these numbers, Caitlin, more than half of Republicans want a different nominee. 7 in 10 Republicans, these are Republicans, mind you, describe Trump as hot-headed and obnoxious. What is he doing that's alienating a substantial number in his own party?
Well, it's been a couple of different things. He has said lots of things that have been offensive to various different groups and to Republican leaders, especially in Washington, who have tried to really expand the party beyond its base. They made a goal after 2012 to improve their numbers among a variety of different groups, and Donald Trump hasn't really participated in that. In fact, many say that he's unraveled those efforts, so that's part of it. Also, there have been missteps by the campaign. They haven't organized in these battleground states, which are going to be very competitive. They haven't been raising money until now. The firing of the campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, was seen as a really big step and an overture to Republicans to say, look, we're getting serious now. But this is all coming, 2 months effectively after Donald Trump got the nomination. So a lot of Republicans are saying you've wasted a lot of time.
In the last reporting period, Trump had a little more than $1 million on hand compared to Clinton's $42 million. In ads, Clinton outspent Trump $26 million to 0. His ground organization is non-existent. His staff is only 70 plus. Hers is 700 plus, really 10 to 1. A Republican strategist said of him, he's running a campaign in the caveman era.
Right. He's running a campaign the way that he ran the primary campaign. And as you and I both know, primary campaigns are very different from general election campaigns. Activists and base voters tend to turn out in big numbers in primary campaigns. In general election campaigns, the races are really in these battleground states. You have to turn out voters beyond your coalition. And so that costs a lot of money, a lot of time and resources on the campaign. Trump has tried to promote the idea of not having as many staff members as Clinton, not having as much money as Clinton, as a benefit, not a liability, something that appeals to voters who don't want, who kind of like his anti-politician message.
Let me throw another on the screen, one of our polls. It's the gender difference. Donald Trump, the good news for him is he leads among men by 10 points. The bad news is Clinton leads among women by almost 20 points. Now, again, the good news in the same Fox News poll, Trump leads among independent voters by 8 points. So how does this work into the mix?
Well, Trump needs to do better among women. That's an area that Republicans identified after 2012 as one of those areas that they needed to expand their base. Trump has to do better than Romney did, even if, or at least maintain Romney's levels of support among women and other groups, even if he intends to turn out the white vote in higher numbers. And even in the white vote, we're seeing a difference between college educated and non-college educated. So these are problematic numbers for Trump in terms of the kinds of voters he needs to do better with.
The other thing, and I'll just leave our viewers with this as we end our conversation, is our polling found that more voters see Clinton as reasonable and intelligent than Donald Trump by a substantial margin. So when you get into the voting booth and you go, a guy who has a tempestuous persona and harsh rhetoric over somebody who doesn't, does that make a difference?
Well, that's the line of attack that the Clinton campaign has been waging. But the Clinton campaign shouldn't really be celebrating yet either. Remember, her negative numbers are really high.
Right.
She has problems with trustworthiness and honesty when it comes to these polls.
66% say she is not honest or trustworthy. 58% say she's corrupt.
Right. And so she really needs to work on those numbers and can't just rely on Trump doing poorly among these various groups. They need to improve those numbers. They need to be competitive, more so than they are in these key battleground states, Ohio, Florida among them.
Caitlin Huey-Burns, thanks for breaking down the numbers for us.
Thank you. Good
Appreciate
to be with
it.
you.
Good to see you.